Wasn't not
No.
the Grand? Was it the Maxwell House? Maxwell House.
Good to the last drop. Cheers. It's my first one of the day. Okay.
Has it frozen? Linda says it's frozen.
Yeah.
If it happens, just come back out and come back in. Sometimes it.
Aiden, is your what does your bar say? Great. Like there's 4 bars that HAP shows you on your strength of your broadcast. How many bars do you have?
Yeah, it changes from good to great. I could
Really?
maybe try and move you slightly. Let's see. Let's just try and move you a bit. Hope that's a little bit better.
Yeah, because earlier today on your other broadcasts, you were blurry. It was so blurry from when you went inside to the house, from outside to inside. It was super blurry.
Oh, okay. I'll have to. We'll figure it out. Usually it comes back on and then goes off, but it might be because I'm not using Wi-Fi, or sometimes it can connect to other Wi-Fi's. I don't know. From Bluetooth. And
Okay.
let me just cut this a moment. I can't see you though. It's just you. I can just hear you.
Okay, that's fine. You just got a new subscriber. Matt Hartley just came in, and Lucia from Santo Domingo
Hi, Lucia.
just came in.
Oh,
Lucia
wow.
is part of the HAPS team. So, hey, Lucia, we are food scopers here.
Thank you. Thanks for following me. This is all very new, even though it's weird because obviously when you stream and scope for like yourself for many months and years, and then all of a sudden everybody's connecting, and like hearing your voice, it brings the experience to life, doesn't it? Than just being there and just on a screen, and it's nice. It's really nice, but it's very weird at the same time. But I do like it. I do like it. Can only hear me now. So 1 second.
Yeah, we can only hear you.
I'll just move you slightly this is where I usually have it. There we go. That might be a little bit better, and I've got these scraps as well. I'm saving the scraps this time.
I actually see you moving. So, and what are the scraps there?
So in here we've got some parsnips, we've got carrots, and potatoes peelings.
Okay, and what are you going to do with those?
I might do a vegetable broth with them. Is it frozen again? Oh dear.
Yeah, maybe I need to drop down and see, because Lucia says it's frozen.
Okay.
I'll drop down.
Okay. Yeah. All right then. Yeah. We'll try come back in and out and see what happens. I'm going to cut my onions, so let's get these on.
The thing is, I don't know how to get out of here. Besides Xing it, I don't want to end the broadcast. X me out.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, got it. I think 1 second. Does that work? Yeah. It's so complicating sometimes. Just new technology. Okay. If it keeps going off or freezing, then we'll figure something out. I'm frozen on Periscope. I wonder what. Let me just double check one thing. Okay, I just tried to close some of the apps down. The other apps that I was running on my phone. So we'll see what happens. So right, we're just going to try. Let's cut up this onion and see what happens. If anybody else wants to come in, let me know and see. We can maybe try. And do you want to come in and let me cut this onion up? Let me get the right knife. Okay. Oops, nearly cut myself then. Let's try again. Okay. So cut the ends off, put down the middle. I'm using a bread knife. Let me just cut this. Hi, Jason. Thank you for following me. Is it good now? Yeah, try to close all the windows. That's probably why, because sometimes it tends to use some of the data, doesn't it? And then slows it down a little bit. Okay, 1 second, Alexa, 1 moment. Right, okay. I've just closed Periscope down because I had Periscope loading as well. So I'll invite. Who wants to come in? Alexis, I'll invite you in again and see what happens. Maybe that might work. So, okay, Alexis. Can do. There we go. Invite. Okay, I've invited you in again, Alexis. We'll get there. Right, okay, so onions. Let's cut these. In fact, shall I use my dicer? Let's use the little dicer. I love this dicer. It just saves a bit of time. Yeah, I wonder what was happening actually. Has it gone blurry again? Has it? Oh no. That could be because it's sort of reconnected. Another thing I'll do is refresh my mobile data as well and see if that changes. So, because I don't have Wi-Fi, I think that could be why. Right, little dicer. Let me find it. What did I do with it? I've got another one in here somewhere. I seem to have lost everything today. Where's it gone? Are we back on?
Hi, Alexa. We're back on. Hey, how are you?
I've lost my little dicer now. Yeah. 1 second. What have I done with it?
Seems to be network connectors. It's not really bad, says Jason. Are you on the phone? Says Anne. You're on your phone, right?
I'm on the phone.
And are you?
Yeah, using smartphone.
You have a smartphone.
I wonder.
All right. Do you have an Android or an iPhone?
iPhone.
iPhone. Okay. So I have an iPhone. We're both fine. Marcia says we're both fine.
Is it working? Brilliant. We're getting there.
Stop the press. All right.
Yeah,
hey, Max. How are you doing?
Much better now, says Anne. Thank you, Anne. Thank you. Your broadcast, was it on yesterday, wasn't it? Yes, it was so good. I really enjoyed that yesterday. I mean, I enjoy all your broadcasts anyway, so, but that special broadcast you did yesterday was good. Very, very good. I seem to have lost my dice, so we're going to have to cut it instead. We'll do the traditional slicing. Now, I won't touch my knife with my finger.
Did you see how I cut my onion the other day? I had the whole bulb and I cut into the onion this way. Okay, all the way around the onion, and then I turned it on the side and I diced it. That was pretty cool. Max is on having some half.
Very, very quick how you make. I usually think when people are watching, especially when you're watching me cutting the onions, you're thinking, don't cut your finger down, don't cut the finger. Oops, there we go. So I'm just going to slice these down the center. So, and this will just be used for a gravy later on. So I'll steam the onions and then add them to the gravy later on, and it makes a really nice onion gravy. So just pop them in there. We need to make that tomato soup as well. That's really, really nice.
I'm going to make 2 different types of tomato soup, okay? This week we're going to do it in the blender because the blender's on sale this month, okay? And then the next one we'll do is we'll roast the tomatoes, okay? We'll do roasted tomato soup.
That sounds really, really nice. I usually have roasted tomatoes with bacon, bacon in my bacon sandwich.
Oh.
We say bacon sarnie.
Oh, is that BLTs?
We have different names for. Sorry, Alexis. Yeah.
The BLT, the bacon, lettuce, and tomato. You call it a bacon sandwich?
It's more of just bacon, roasted bacon, and then, with tomato ketchup or roasted tomatoes, and it's just so nice, so tasty.
All right, so Anne's going to look through some recipes, and we'll do another broadcast together. Hopefully, maybe Saturday might be our days to scope. But something when you broadcast and cook together, try to do something that's relatively easy and you can make it within 30 minutes because it's going to, you take up about 30 minutes of chatter while cooking.
Yeah.
So really short. Like we don't want to do bread together, but we can do bread if you want to make the bread.
Yeah. Oh, I need a lesson in bread, especially what happened. Do you remember the bread I made? Was it about 3 weeks ago? And it was just so doughy.
Yes.
I'd never.
So
I don't know what
we.
happened there. I think maybe. Well, first of all, I was using yeast, and maybe I didn't put enough yeast into the bread. But I left it out a couple of hours. It was about 3 or 4 hours. So, I don't know what went wrong. Maybe I'll find a better recipe, and hopefully we'll be able to do some better bread. But the bagels were nice. The the Greek yogurt and the pizza.
Those are
dough.
really
Oh
easy.
wow! Yeah. Whoops.
And you've made pizza with that. What are you cutting?
So this is a Swede. So this is a Swede.
A what?
I don't know if you've got like a
I don't
Swede.
think we know what that is.
Suedue. Swede.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. It's
Bad
sort of
yeast.
like, well, we soften them down and then boil them, and then you can have it with carrots. So carrots and Swede, they taste really nice. Just go around the ends. I think it's quite firm because it's just been in the fridge.
Oh, she said it's a turnip. Bulldog Mom says it's a turnip. Hello, Swift Beats. How are you?
Hi, Swifty. I always call you Swifty.
I think I call him right, Swift Beats. And Max Limelight says he hates dealing with onions. And I said, there's plenty of tools out there.
Yeah. I just wish I could. Well, I'll show you now, actually, before This is my only Pampered Chef tool, but I didn't get it from Alexis. It was because we can't sell to the UK, but the pineapple slicer, it's the best thing I've ever bought. You can't even get these in the UK anywhere. So you can't get a pineapple slicer anywhere. But I really like them. I've used it about 5 times already. So it saves the pineapples all going in the bin.
Yeah.
Let's chop this up.
And do you turn your pineapple upside down for at least an hour before you cut it?
Yes. Another thing you taught me.
Mary's in the house. Hey, Mary.
Hi, Mary. I can't see you, Alexis, so I don't know why, but I don't know if there's a way to be able to bring you on the screen or.
No, I see sometimes you freeze on my end. I'm like on a portrait style one on the right hand side, and then your landscape on the bottom here. It's very, very small. I'll take a screenshot and send it to you eventually of what I see. Sometimes it's good to see what the other person is seeing. Because when I left the broadcast earlier and I came back in, I actually saw myself side by side with you.
Okay.
Oh, Chris. Bulldog Mom is Chris. Chris, you changed your name.
So what I'm just doing now with the Swede, so I've just peeled taken off all the skin. So I chop it in half, and then I just cut them into little cubes because they take quite a long time to boil. So the smaller the better. You can actually roast them as well, but I like to boil them down first. It just saves so much time. And then we'll get on to doing the special Yorkshire puddings, something we're very proud of here in Yorkshire. Can I ask you a question, Alexis? Have you ever heard of Yorkshire before?
Yes. Yes.
You have, yeah.
Yeah. Now, you use bacon fat, or what kind of grease do you use to puff up that Yorkshire pudding?
Well, it's interesting. You actually meant to use beef dripping. That was what was originally used, but you can use anything from, I think, like sunflower oil, olive oil, vegetable oil. But that's how the fish that when you go to places on the coast, like for fish and chips, they always cook them in beef dripping, and that's what makes them taste really, much better than other fish and chip places in the country. So okay, so I've just chopped those up. That's the Swede. So can everybody still hear us? Because usually it tends to cut out. I'm going to pop that into another little saucepan, and then this is the turkey that I'm going to be cooking. So this is M&S. It's British Oakham turkey breast joint, and this is boneless.
Okay. So that's pretty good for your Weight Watcher thing, being turkey breast, because that's 0 points. At least I think it is. You're on a different plan than I am.
Yeah, it's taking some getting used to, but it's those cravings, I think, at the end of the day, where you think, I've got some points left, what can I use it on? And then you may be thinking, oh well, shall I have a chocolate biscuit or a cup of tea, and then you may be adding a bit more milk into the tea, and it's little things, but I think there are some really great recipes. It's trying to fill yourself up during the day, I think. Let me just grab my saucepan a moment.
JFJ just came in. Junk Food Junkie just came into the broadcast, and Alicia Simmons just subscribed to you there, Aiden.
Oh, thank you, Elisa. Thank you. And junk food. I love it. I was going to grab this saucepan. I seem to. It's over here. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to add these just into a little saucepan.
I actually have us on my computer screen now.
Okay.
I see. I have us.
Yeah,
I have
everybody
us.
Follow Alexis, by the way.
I have us on the cord because
make sure.
I ran out of juice broadcasting earlier. So, and now we have the phone that we are on there.
Anne says, I've got to go, but I'll check the broadcast later. Okay, Anne, thank you. Thanks for popping in. So, right, we're going to do the Yorkshire puddings now. This is the masterclass, if we're all ready. So just give me a thumbs up if, in fact, I don't want to, actually, I'm not going to move the camera. I'll just come down a bit. There we go. You can see me now. So Yorkshire puddings then. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the batter. We leave the batter out, or if it's really hot where you are, then put them in the fridge. So either way it works, but leave the mixture out, say an hour before you're going to make them, and the oil needs to be really hot anyway once you make them. So what you're going to need is about 3 eggs. So put some eggs here. Now, some people, when they make these, they use I think 8 eggs, but I think that's a bit too much. So 3 eggs is enough, especially if if you're dieting. So
JFJ just subscribed to you.
Thanks, JJ. It's not come up on my phone yet. Oh, there we go. So you're going to need a bowl. Where's my bowl? I moved everything around in the kitchen, so because I wouldn't have a lot of space otherwise. But I'm hoping to get the the pressure cooker that I was looking at. I'm hoping to get that in the next couple of days. So okay, so we're going to start then with the Yorkshire pudding. So you're going to need some flour. Now I always fill a bowl. I sort of match it to the bowl. So about 1/4 of the bowl of plain flour. So let's weigh this out slightly, then you know how much you're going to need. But it depends on your size of your bowl. So let's switch this on, and I can tell you exactly how much. So about 1/4 of the bowl. Oops. Give that a shake. I think that's enough. I'd say 200 grams. So I'll just add a little bit more. So about 200 grams of plain flour. There we go. Whoops. Okay, and then to that we're going to add some salt and pepper. Thanks, Alexis, for sharing. There we go. A bit more. As I say, once you make the batter and these go into the oil, you can make them little cupcake, the cupcake tins, and go in the oven, or make them into a large cake dish. But that other pan that you showed me earlier, that will work as well. So a bit of pepper. Okay, we're going to add in 3 eggs. So just get another knife. So 200 grams of plain flour, salt and pepper. That's 1 egg.
I think this
like
is very.
How you, sorry, Alexa. This... when you cracked your egg this morning. This is how Aidan does it. Yeah. But the thing is, whenever I do it on the side, there's always eggshell that goes everywhere. So it's just practice, though, isn't it? I think you get used to doing it one way.
I've gotten eggshells many times, but there's a way of getting it out of there. Hello, Monica. How are you doing?
Hello, Monica. We always, I'll say it now. Monica is my girlfriend. Hi, Monica. How are you? Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? Tengo hambre. Okay, so we're going to add some milk now. So because I filled the bowl up a quarter of the way, this is a really good measurement for me. Is I'm going to fill the bowl up to about halfway with milk. So because the eggs are in there already, we just add the milk, and then we're going to whisk it up. So I use semi-skimmed milk. So I know you can buy whole milk and whole skimmed milk as well. Is it whole skimmed? Anyway, we're going to fill this up to about halfway. So I get my whisk, put it in the middle, and then just slowly add it. I always start from the center and just start to go round.
Are you using a fork or a whisk?
This is the whisk. A whisk. Can you see that? I'm just going to slowly whisk that in.
This is very similar to the Dutch baby pancake.
Yeah.
Except you use the beef fat and salt and pepper, versus we use like butter and vanilla and sugar.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna add a bit more milk. So you want the milk to be about halfway. There we go. But you don't want it too runny or too thick. But when you leave it out and you put a tea towel over, they'll just rise. The mixture will rise up as long as you stir it every every hour or every half an hour, depending on. Because I bet it's really warm in your kitchen, Alexis. Because I reckon, does it get really warm?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So Monica says 2 of our favorite people in one broadcast, which is nice. And JFJ says, Aidan, can you use almond milk instead of regular milk?
I've never actually tried almond milk with this.
I'm thinking you probably can.
I'll try. What I'll do is Yeah. I don't think you can though, because it'd make them really sweet and.
Well, no, that's if you use sweetened almond milk.
Another day and see what happens.
Just use the unsweetened almond milk. It should be fine.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're doing the Dutch baby pancake, then if you use this, you can use. Yeah. So if you use sweetened almond milk for the Dutch baby, then cut back on the sugar and even the vanilla because it's already in the almond milk.
Yeah.
So this is going to be more like a pie. This is a pie shell that you're going to put your stew inside.
Yes. Or yeah. Well, we like to just dip them with gravy and fill them with gravy and onions and and you can have your vegetables and carrots and things with them, and or you could make a large Yorkshire pudding. They'll go crusty on the top. If you flatten them down, then you can roll them up into a little wrap. So they're very, very popular here now. So so that looks a little bit, loose, put it that way. So you could add a little bit more flour if you wanted to thicken it up, but that'll naturally thicken anyway, depending on how long you leave it out. So I'm just gonna put a tea towel over that. So any tea towel, and then just leave it out. But if it's really warm in your kitchen, then maybe leave it out for about 10-15 minutes, then put it in the fridge, but take it out maybe 20 minutes before, just so it gives, just goes to room temperature basically. So I'll leave that to one side, and that's pretty much it. I'm just thinking if there's I've got some other things to do. Let's have a look. Broccoli and cauliflower, and some green beans as well. And then there's also some stuffing as well. I don't know if to do the stuffing or not. So has anybody else got any questions at all? Does anybody have any questions?
Chris Bulldog Mom says, is it like a pot pie? Which it is, but it's a different type of crust, I think. It's a lighter crust than a pastry crust.
Yeah, if you go on to, you'll see later on if you come on the second. Well, hopefully you can come on the second one, Alexis, later on when we make them, because this mixture needs to be left for a couple of hours. But yes, when you make them, they're just they're like a pie. It's not so much a pie, but it's a savoury. You can tear them apart basically, and they're really nice and light. So, but if you want them extra light, use some more eggs. Use eggs, and they'll rise up. So, okay, I'm going to do the broccoli. Where's my other pan one? Okay. Here's a large.
Aiden, how long do we need to let the batter mixture sit out on the counter?
So you want to leave them for about 2 hours, minimum about 2 hours. But if it's really warm in your kitchen, then just leave them for about half an hour, but put them in the fridge for say another hour. But leave them out say 20 minutes before you cook. Does that make sense to everybody? It's getting them at sort of room temperature before you cook them. So, but sort of obviously our room temperature here is completely different to where you are. So I'm going to just pop these broccolis and cauliflower into my saucepan. Let me just go like that.
All right, so is this going to be a two-parter broadcast then?
Yes. Yeah, I'll come on about. It will be probably about 5:30. So that's about 2 hours. So yeah, about 2.5 hours. I'm just going to pop this cauliflower in here.
12:30 Eastern time.
Yes. Loads of broccoli here. Look at those. Love broccoli. So I'm going to fill this up with water. Now, I don't know how long to cook the turkey for. I think it's, let me have a look on the side. So this serves two to 4 people. Fan 160, gas mark 4. Oh, it says 50 minutes. That's not too bad. So for best results, please remove from the refrigerator for 1 hour prior to cooking. Preheat the oven Remove the sleeve and the film. Do not remove the absorbent pad. Leave the turkey joint in a foil tray. Cover loosely with foil. Place on a baking tray on the middle shelf of the oven. Remove the foil after 30 minutes. Baste occasionally and check the product is piping hot throughout and the juices are running clear. Okay, so yeah, I don't need to do that until, I might do that in the next hour or so actually. So at 4 o'clock, so another hour for me. So that's it, that's pretty much it, everybody. So I'll try and I'll come back on about 5:30. There we go, you can see me now. Oops, the connection might go off now though.
Okay, so remind everybody to make a reaction, okay, here on Haps. Give us a thumbs up, a heart, or a hug, or a cry.
Yes, everybody, so share out, everybody, and thumbs up, and follow us as well. Follow each other.
If you're on Facebook or on Periscope, please share the broadcast out. It helps us build our little broadcasting here, okay? Streaming the broccoli and cauliflower is way better than boiling. Yes, steaming it is definitely Max. Yeah. All right. All right. Any questions?
I've got the beans. I'll just do the beans quickly, and then I'll.
Thanks for the high five award for Aiden there, Chris.
Thank you, Bulldog. Thanks, Chris, for the 10 cents. Let me just bring you back down.
Aiden, the best way to end a broadcast is I always flip my camera around. And then I do an end picture, and so that way it entices people to come in and watch your broadcast. Okay, especially even on.
I also know. Sorry, Leslie. Right. I noticed as well on Periscope is if you go live on Haps, it doesn't automatically show that last image, so you have to go back in and edit the broadcast in Periscope because it just says the Haps logo, and it's
sometimes it doesn't.
Freezes,
Hey, Aiden, I find sometimes mine, I don't have to do that. If I put the picture of like my final picture for like a minute or two, I don't have to go back in. It doesn't show the Haps. It shows my last picture.
Right.
Sometimes so it shows the Haps,
just
but
leave it a bit longer. And
you have to leave it a little bit longer. Yeah, and that's on Periscope. Now Facebook that has its own.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So if anybody's, what do you got there?
Did everybody get that? Okay, love it. So these are trimmed. These are trimmed green beans.
Oh,
so I don't need to use them all. So even though it's funny, it says they're trimmed, yet the other side is not trimmed. So you still have to cut them anyway. It's just because otherwise you'll end up eating that, and then you've got the little stalk at the end. I've just dropped one into the sink. Never mind. So I'm just not going to use loads. I'm just going to chop the ends off.
Those are expensive green beans, haricots. They're thinner green beans. JFJ says, will you add sea salt to the cauliflower and broccoli mixture?
Yes, I'll add a little bit of salt to that as well. Although if you, I think, well, if you're the sort of person that just adds the salt and pepper at the end, then you don't necessarily have to add it to the water. But it's up to you. It's up to you. Let's just chop these ends off. One moment. Try not to chop my fingers off. There we go. So I don't need loads. And again, these will just be steamed. So there's another one there with the stalk on. So they'll just be steamed for about half an hour, 45 minutes. And that's pretty much it, everybody. But I say I'll come back on at 5:30, and I'll probably the oven will already be hot.
All right, so before you go, we're going to let that batter mix for a while. Are you going to put the batter into the pan and then bake it on the next one, or what are you going to do?
So I will, in the next one, we'll pour the batter into the oven and then they'll cook. So it should take about 35 minutes,
Okay.
But what I'll do is I'll come on live at that moment when I'm ready to put them into the oven. Great. So hopefully then everything will be ready, and then at the end we can serve. So, and I'm also going to, I'll roast the potatoes as well. So potatoes will be boiled, then I'll add them to the to a pan and things. So
are you going to do one big one, or are you going to do those little smaller ones that you did the last time for the Yorkshire pudding?
I'll do the smaller ones. I'll do them with this. Let me show you the tin.
I like the small ones.
Are
those?
You can use these.
The ones. Jumbo. That looks like a jumbo muffin pan. Okay.
Yes, you could use those, or you could use.
No.
That's the other one. You could use cake tins. This is the one I usually use the most. Or you could use the big cake tin. But I'm going to be using, I'll probably use this one.
Okay. Max Limey Light says, boy, this needs a lot of patience, really. And then Lisa Jane says, good on you, Aiden.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'll be completely honest with everybody. I would say I've made this many times before. I've never had anybody come on, at the same time. So if you want to come on and cook, then you're more than welcome to come and join me or Alexis or Anne or anybody else. Maybe you've got a favorite recipe or something you want to cook, as long as it's simple and some stuff that we can easily find. But I think that it's a really good idea. It's really good.
All right, I'm going to step.
It's very strange at the same time.
I'm going to step down, and then you can do your final picture. Okay.
Okay, Alexis. Lovely.
All right. See you in a little bit.
So I'll.
Thanks for the invite.
See you soon. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let me turn you off. There we go. 1 moment, everybody. Okay. Thanks, Alexis, for that. I do appreciate it. It's all very surreal for me, though. It's very weird. Not a bad weird. It's just very strange, It's nice, though. It's nice. It's nice not to feel like you're on your own in the kitchen anymore. But it's really nice. So, So this is the Yorkshire pudding tray that I'll be using later on. So about 5:30, 2.5 hours from now, I shall use, the mixture will be ready. Give the mixture a stir every half an hour or an hour. And then 5:30, make sure that you need to put oil in here, in each one of these little cupcake tins. So add your oil in the oven. You want to put that in at 20 minutes before. It needs to be really, really hot. I will be putting the mixture into the oven at that time whilst everything else is cooking, and they should rise up really nicely, and I can show you the final product. So I shall switch you around. 1 moment, everybody. I am charging my phone at the same time. So thanks everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. I shall see you. Make sure to follow, share, like the broadcast, share on Periscope, retweet, do all that. I shall switch the camera around. 1 second. So I don't have a lot of space. So here's the mixture. You see the mixture inside. So we're just going to cover that over for about 2 hours. And then at 5:30 or 2.5 hours from now, they'll go into a really hot tray. All these will be full of oil. So I'm actually going to leave you with this image instead. So we've got the green beans in there, the onions, the parsnip, the carrots, and the potatoes, and then the swede. I'll probably swap them over because this one's a larger hob, and the broccoli. Add some salt and pepper in there if you want to. So thanks for watching, everybody. I shall see you in 2.5 hours. Thanks, Alexis, for popping on. And as I say, let me know if there's any recipes you want to learn or come on and, So I'll catch you all later, everybody. See you soon.